thrilled to be part of this symposium, so that we can present the project Transport. I assume that it's not necessary to introduce Tim, but I would just like to briefly summarize some of the steps that led to the project. I had the opportunity to meet Tim 2015 or 16 when I was still artistic director, so he came to the theater and he presented his vision of the show Somewhere Else, which is now, I think, the most successful performance of Ljubljana puppet theater, not just because of the story, but also because of inventive approach to puppetry, where he was already pointed his some kind of not love, but I don't know the right word, but he's he's thinking the puppetry wilder. So he was he put stop animation to the theater. So later there was still the performance The Sky Above Me in 2020, and Still Alive, also 2020, the performances where he was already thinking about the consequences of our environmental degradation. And yes, so I think that in the performance which you did in co-production with Maribor Theater, SNG Maribor, of the co-production of Katie Mitchell and Jerome Bell, you went deeper about exploring the theater, the sustainability in the theater, not just ecological things, but also thinking about being sustainable with making the less carbon influenced performances, but also you were thinking about post-production. I know that we were speaking about this already then, and yeah, that was the time when transport was some kind of conceived, or like the seeds of transport started. And now we have transport, 6 different performances, 5 different countries, 6 different titles. It's from cargo to tipping point. What was in between and what transport is? Please tell us more about the project and why transport.
Okay, so briefly, I don't really know the whole context of this conference, what you were already speaking about, what not, but like generally for me, when speaking about, I will be very brief, just to have a bit guidelines, just to step into, before we step into the project transport. So when we speak about ecology in theater, I think of it as in 2 ways. We can speak about ecology in a matter of content, no? So we can, through the performance, we can speak about ecology, develop or discover different themes, topics that are ecologically, let's say, important. And then the other, let's say, theme is to have a sustainable production. So to have a production which is has as least impact on the environment as possible. So these are like 2 topics, I would say, no? And they can coexist or they cannot coexist, no? So we can have, let's say, show which speaks about ecology, but is in itself not ecological, no? And it's also okay, I would say. It's also important. Yeah, it's not, let's say, puristic, if we would be very pure in our intentions, but it's better than not to think about ecology at all, for me, no? Let's say if we are very concrete, no? Of course, the best thing would be to have both, to speak about ecology and to have a sustainable show, or for me, like to speak what I would really like that our theatrical machinery already kind of uses as a basing point, to have the sustainability in production already incorporated, regardless whether we do, I don't know, Hamlet, I don't know what, Molière, I don't care. Whatever we do, let's think about the production of the show in a sustainable way. No? So I think this is like the next step. Let's not speak about whether ecology is important or not. We already know the world is on the brink of falling apart. We have the sixth extinction, we have catastrophical weather patterns. We know all about this. No, it's known. The scientists have shown everything. The data is uncompromisable. No, so let's go one step ahead and let's incorporate sustainable thinking in the theater production. No, but here we hit on huge obstacles. No, we hit on the problems of theatrical production, of capitalistic, let's say, competition. No, for example, I really like to. I'm going a bit away from transport. I will go back, but it's important. For example, there was in France a national research project on how to do, like the Ministry of Culture financed research, what to do to make, let's say, theater more sustainable. No? And for example, for the festivals, there was one simple answer. Let's have local theater producers. Let's not invite people from Japan, let's not invite people from America, let's invite French people to French festivals. No? It's very simple. You get rid of transportation cost, blah, blah, blah. So it's a very simple way we would diminish carbon footprint. No? But of course, the problem is, what about the neighboring festival? They will have international productions, we won't. No? So it's the problem of, let's say, competition and stuff like this. And of course, this, let's say, research stood at the level of research. No, it was not incorporated then into the French cultural, let's say, environment. Okay, to get back to transport, because it's also important to have this context. What we wanted to do with transport, it's a EU-funded project, so that's why we had, let's say, free hands to experiment a bit, no? Because we got actually a huge grant from European Union to discover what, let's say, kind of sustainable methods we could integrate in our shows, no? So, okay, from one part of view, let's say, transport, or it's 6 productions, 6 theaters all around Europe, and just briefly, it's all the same puppeteering methods, so it's like miniature worlds. You can see there like miniature figures, and the audience is sitting very close, and it's like you would have an excerpt from the world, let's say, and we are discovering it or searching it through the microscope. No? It's kind of this, let's say, how, on one hand, how small we are as a human species, but what big of an impact we have. No? This is like a general basic idea behind it. And the shows are communicating with each other, so it's all of each show, it's independent unit, but if you see them together or one after another, the stories start to intertwine, like characters that we see in one show appear in second show. Something that happens in one show has consequences in the, let's say, 4th, 5th show. So basically it's about globalized world and what kind of impact globalization has, no? Good and bad, let's say. So from one hand, transporting ideas, making development faster, making technological solutions bigger and more important, but on the other hand also, no, being environmentally heavy, let's say. So in this project, this is from the content point of view, but I will speak more about formalistic because I think for the this round table symposium, it's more about how to integrate, let's say, solutions, no, sustainable solutions. So let's say this first part, speaking about ecology, was thick. Was let's say we had it. No, we were speaking about through all of the 6 shows. We were speaking about how transportation is affecting the environment or ecology, let's say. And then the second part, the big part, was speaking about sustainable production. And now, for me, speaking about sustainable production has a lot of questions, a lot of problems, a lot of difficulties. As I said already before, theater institutions are very old institutions with very rigid forms, no? So it's very hard to integrate sometimes ecological solutions, no? And also, for me, the question was, okay, one thing, the most sustainable show is the show without scenography, no? So let's have empty space, let's have one chair, and that's it. If you know shows from Irene Lorenzi, these are the most sustainable shows, I would say, no? Because they use so little things. But let's say, should we, or can we, or is it okay that we say, okay, theatrical production will be only in empty space without scenography, without, let's say, excess material production, no? So is this, let's say, a solution to do ecological theater, no? Or is there another solution that we think about production which can be, let's say, classical in a way that we still produce scenographical pieces, scenographical environment, and that we produce this in an environmentally friendly way, and that we produce this, let's say, with as least ecological impact possible, no? So this was a question that we set ourselves in this project. Like there were a lot of, let's say, things that we tried to make a research about. I don't know whether you have specific questions or you just leave me.
No, yeah, I'm leaving you.
Okay,
It's good.
because I can speak about this now quite a
Yes.
long time, I would say. Okay, so maybe like what our, let's say, prepositions or questions were, no? So for me, one, I think, like personally, I think that ecological production can start with or should start with an idea that is already ecological in its, let's say, essence, no? So if I, as a creator of the show, producer of the show, think about ecology, there it starts there, no? So if my idea can be sustainable or not, no? So for example, here, what the thing was, we tried to research whether, because it's about transportation, whether transporting those shows can be sustainable, no? So this was our, let's say, research question, no? Because it's about transport, no? So this is also, you can see now already how things fall together, no? Transportation in the means of topic and also transportation in the means of, let's say, producing a show, no? So our question was, okay, one big environmentally heavy thing of post-producing a show is touring around, no? And like, okay, the project that AJDA was speaking about, this, it's monologue, I forgot, monologue za živeče v času
A play for the living in a time of extinction.
A play for the living in time of extinction. So idea, this Katie Mitchell and Jerome Bell proposed this show, no? And the idea was the same, no? How to make touring sustainable, touring of a show, how to make it sustainable, no? And the idea was that they made a show in VD, in a theater in VD in Lausanne, in Switzerland, and now how to tour around it, not to make more CO2, no? Not to make it environmentally damaging, impactful. And their proposition is, let's make replicas of the show. So this is their proposition, no? So what happened is that 12 theaters were cooperating, me as well in Maribor Theater, and all other 11 theaters made a reproduction of this show. So we had a videotape, no? We had the text, we had some guidelines, no? And everybody said, okay, let's do your version of this show, no? And this was kind of their answer on how a show can be touring around the world, not making any environmental impact, no? And now, okay, it's an interesting idea. It's let's say exciting idea, but of course, as you can see, immediately millions of questions arise, no? First, for example, we are still in bubbles, no? So because people don't tour around, because we don't meet with each other, because our minds don't clash, no? We stay in our bubbles, and it is, let's say, problematic, no? Because, for example, the most interesting thing or the most quality that I get going to a festival is meeting our ideas, other ideas, meeting, clashing, discussing stuff, seeing new perspectives, no? And if you are staying in your bubble, it can be problematic, no? It's already what's happening, that we are more and more in our bubbles, no? So, okay, this is one, let's say, question. Then the next question of us recreators being just delovna sila. No, I don't know how to call this in English, workforce. So, yeah.
Do we have to limit our time?
Yes.
Yeah,
We
we
still
should.
have it. Like 4 minutes.
Okay.
4 minutes, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what was there, no, problematic. So what we said, okay, let's try to tour around. Let's try to tour around and make this touring sustainable, no? So this is what we, let's say, try to incorporate in the basic idea of those shows, because it's an international project, 6 theaters collaborating with each other, no? And it was obvious from the very beginning that a huge part of this project is post-producing, touring around festivals, theaters working with each other, no? So our question was, can we tour in a sustainable way, but really tour, no? So the idea was to have the shows flat pack, no? To have, let's say, concrete shows that can be also big shows, no? With a lot of aesthetics, effects, whatever, a lot of figurines, a lot of scenography, and that everything is flat pack. And we tried to make the show in a way that we don't need trucks or vans, no? So the idea was to use the public transport. So to pack everything into the boxes, no? And that we can ship it via public transport, and also the actors can go on a tour, on a festival via public transport, no? So let's say this was our proposal, no? So can we do a show which can travel around and diminish our impact, no? So again, here it's not, let's say, it's not, of course, optimal, because still ship needs to travel, no? Regardless whether we travel by ourselves or if we go with a big ship altogether. But still, there is, let's say, one step towards sustainability, no? No, yeah.
Second step to sustainability was already when we were making
Yeah.
the performances. So maybe it's good that you point this short.
Yeah.
And about electricity.
Yeah, yeah. There is a lot of things,
Yes.
a lot of, yeah,
Layers.
a lot of layers.
Yeah.
So this is, let's say, one, and we could discuss now what our solutions were, no? Because we tried this, and again, like my experience is, it's a very cool idea, but then you have these rigid institutions of theaters, which, but it's more simple to go with the van. Yeah, come on. I mean, we tried everything to pack in small, you know, to make it accessible, to make this, let's say, no. And then I get, as a young director, yeah, but you're so idealistic, you're la la la. So again, we hit with, you know,
Institutions.
political wills, institutions, their, let's say, a regular way of doing, you know. Same problem as always, no? Repeating the same problems. Okay, the other thing for the transport shows were producing. So with the, and it's like, again, the show in itself, it's not carbon neutral, it's not ecologically neutral, no? But if we compare it to a regular production, it's less invasive, no? Why? Because now using 3D printers, if you make a regular puppet, as we have here, I don't know, wherever, you have a huge block of wood and you carve out stuff, and then, it's not working, you carve another piece of wood, no? So we have a lot of excess material. With 3D printing, the good thing is that you can print only what you need, no? So you print a little figurine and it's only the material that you need to be done. So actually, what you get is less excessive material, let's say, no? So this is also one step that we were researching, let's say. Then again, and it's again a question of money, with 3D printing, you can use environmentally friendly materials. There is like now, it's crazy what the technology does, but it's expensive, no? So again, it's a question of priorities in theater, whether they want to be ecological and invest in this, let's say, topic or not, no? Because you have a filament, a printing filament, which is, I think, 90% out of wood. So it's basically a mixture of like corn starch, corn wood, and a glue, a bit of glue, no? So with this, you can print with materials which are, let's say, environmentally friendly. So there are steps how you can do this, but I think as always we get to the, let's say, as I mentioned at the beginning, yeah, capitalism, no? Whether
go faster, go higher, go deeper,
yes,
go...
whether this is če se splača or se ne splača, ne? So
is it worth or not?
Yeah. So are we going to profit from this or not? No? Is it going to cost us more money or less money? No? Is it going to cost us more energy or less energy? No? And it's very, and I understand theaters. Being a theater manager, I would say it's not easy. No? Having 10 shows to do in a year, you know, and then somebody comes, I want to do ecological theater. Come on, I have my own, let's say, problems. No? But it's like something that I think we should really address, trying to not only speak about the topics of, let's say, ecology, but trying to incorporate ecological production. Because if we are speaking from business point of view, other companies, other fields are way ahead of us, you know, like developing environmentally friendlier materials for, I don't know, whatever. I'm buying now diapers for my baby, which are environmentally friendly, you know. They exist. It's hard to get an environmentally friendly show. It's stupid to compare this, but yeah, now can I, as a consumer, maybe also, it would be super to have a label, you know. This show is environmentally friendly, so that I can choose then. That I, you know, as a consumer, I can choose diapers which are ecologically friendly and diapers which are, I know, ecological. I will finish with diapers. But diapers which are ecologically bad, no? So can I choose a show which is ecologically friendly and show which is ecologically bad? Because now I don't know what the ecological impact is of a show, no?
Huge.
Huge, it's a huge impact, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, this was
we could
express.
We should go deeper. Is
Yeah.
there any question, or I think it's already time that we finish? And yeah, okay. Thank you.